Small town. Damn, that's you strictly. Small town. Damn, that's you strictly.
And we're back live on your number one sports talk show, All Things Sports. I'm your co host, Small Town EP, live from Atlanta, joined by your host, Wade Julian, live from New York City, halfway through preseason football, a month and a half away from postseason baseball, and we are back to give you the real in sports. June, great to have you. I know you had a fun-filled weekend this weekend, and you were at a Fanatics Fest up in New York. Tell us a little bit about that, man. I know you saw, so star-studded. There was people there. There was, there
Yeah.
was a lot of things going on. You got a new little hat, Josh Gibson. You heard. Tell us about your
Shout out to
experience.
Josh Gibson, man. It was great, yo. I woke up Saturday and Kev, shout out to Kev. Kev was here, with his boy doing that work at the event. So he hit me up like, yo, you gonna come today? And I was like, yeah, I'll pull up. Got my ticket, and I probably got there around 1 o'clock. Got in line, easy. It was like paid for my ticket online, got in line, picked up my uh I guess lanyard, and then it was cool, bro. The convention is huge. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a really, really big convention. Um there were pop-ups from, all sports leagues, NFL stuff, NBA, NHL. I didn't do too much of the, I guess, what do you call that? Anyways, I get, damn, what's the word for that?
Doing too much of what? Like the
Interactive. Sorry,
okay,
the
networking,
interactive stuff.
networking. We're
Nah,
talking
nah,
about,
nah.
no?
Like the interactive like games and little stuff they had to do, like Slapshot, or like you could go and come out to your favorite wrestler's theme song, and there's like a crowd of people watching you. It was pretty cool. So they had a bunch of different things: a 40-yard dash at the NFL, the basketball shootout. It's just a lot of the lines were long, and so I was just enjoying myself walking around and seeing Jay-Z at the 4040 pop-up club. Like I'm outside the club because you could see from outside, it wasn't enclosed. So it was enclosed around, but not up top. So he was sitting up top on the balcony, and Jalen Rose was sitting up there. It was pretty cool to see, these guys, and just knowing that you're in the presence of like a lot of cool people like Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards walked around, Drewski and Lil Baby walked around. I'm most upset. I'll say this. Shout out to the Pivot Podcast because I got to shake each of their hands and share at least 2 seconds with Fred Taylor, Ryan Clark, and Channing Crowder. Channing Crowder, I told him I see him fishing on flamingos. So he's like, yeah, I fish everywhere, bro. Like, I'm like, yeah, I know. But I told RC, yo, like you've quickly become probably my favorite talent on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, yo, thank you. I was like, but I ain't gonna lie. you have to tell Spears, you got to tell Swagoo that he's like the 1A basically, and that's the competition. Like I rock with Swagoo too. So shout out to RC and Swagoo. And since we're talking about ESPN talent, I have to now mention Mina Kimes. Shout out to Mina Kimes because now I'm thinking like, damn, I might really like Mina Kimes more than them two. But NFL Live crew in general does it all, and so it was good meeting them. But I laid my eyes on Ruby Rose in person,
Oh God.
and it was through a net because she was on the NBA in-season tournament cup court, and so I'm looking through the net. My phone was dead, so off the
Oh
rip,
no.
I couldn't take a picture or take a video, like no nothing. So I'm like, I had my film camera, so I have to go develop it. Probably go tomorrow, and I'll post some pictures from the experience. But I see Ruby Rose, and I'm like, yo, I can't take my eyes off her because I'm trying to get a picture. And it was just so much going on. Kevin Durant is here moving a crowd, and there's kids, so I'm trying to make sure first and foremost I'm being responsible and not trampling anybody for nothing. So
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
making my way through, letting people through. I'm like, damn, where she took my eyes off for a half a second, and she was gone with the wind. I didn't get the opportunity to take a picture of Ruby Rose and send it to the group chat and flex on everybody. Because best believe I would have stopped and been like, yo, we're using the film camera and we're going to do some crazy poses. What's up?
I saw Taylor Rooks was there too. That was the one that I was like, oh, okay, a little
I,
long
I
brown
wish I,
dress
I
on.
wish I could see Taylor Rooks as well. I would have liked to just talk to her, maybe ask her a question or two and take a picture. But it was a cool experience nonetheless. I'm not gonna lie. Fanatic Snap, that was like 10 out of 10 out of they they probably been planning this for a long time, but for them to have like announced it kind of recently, and it just became a thing and a thing to be for the future. I think they did a good job, and so shout out to them. But yeah, bro, what you got on the docket? You good? Everything good with you, by the way? I know I
Yeah,
just
man. No,
kind of
you
went to
good, man. I
me.
can't complain. You know what I'm
Everything
saying? Like
good?
me and Cardi say, we staying low, aiming high, man. Just
There you go. Shout out
trying
to
to
Cardi
prosper and progress. You know what I'm
and
saying?
Cairo.
Exactly. All right, we go a lot of talk in the NFL right now, so we just gonna go straight into it. Tua Tagovailoa was recently on the Dan Lebatard show with Stugatz and was asked on the difference between the coaching styles of Brian Flores versus Mike McDaniel. And Tua went on to say, if you woke up every morning and I told you that you suck at what you did, that you don't belong, that you shouldn't be here, that you haven't earned this, and then someone comes and tells you you are the best fit for this, how would that make you feel? He also goes on to explain, and I quote, when you have this terrible person in your ear telling you things over and over again, I don't care who you are, you're going to start to believe it. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that Tua was really just speaking his truth, but June, did his truth come off a little unprofessional?
You know, in this case, I think personally, I think that's just his truth. It don't matter how it sounds or comes off. Because could he have said what he said a different way? I mean, he just told it like it was, really. It was really for him to tell it or not tell it. And he chose to tell it. So, like, it, it, it sounds harsh because if that's true, then that's harsh. Like, if Coach Flores was telling him this day in, day out, and we know that Coach Flores was advocating for Deshaun Watson, you know, then it was probably as harsh for Tua. Am I going to be the one to tell Tua, well, you should shut up about that? No, as the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, could this be looked at maybe as like a distraction? To an extent, but I think his teammates have his back, and he just obviously gloated his coach. So it's like his coach has his back, and they're rocking with him. So I think everything's going to be fine. We don't have to take this and blow it out of proportion. Tua was speaking his truth, and shout out to Dan Lebatard because I think that's also a credit to him and his show and how he has rapport and relation with the Miami community and people in general. When you go on a Dan Lebatard show or speak to him, you want to you kind of become yourself, right? You're just you, and he doesn't make you feel like so much of the superstar player right here. He's a personable guy. So shout out to Dan Lebitard for getting that side of Tua out, right? In an interview. And then Coach Flores actually said something today. Did you hear that? I didn't hear uh everything he said, but go ahead.
Yeah, he mentioned a little bit. Essentially, he referenced like everyone's coaching, like everybody ain't for everybody. Essentially, I really did appreciate Kevin O'Connell coming out in defense of someone that's on his current coaching staff and saying, "Hey, I don't know what happened out there in Miami, but Brian Flores has a
Mhm.
great relationship with the guys up here. Everybody's getting along. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what's going on in Miami." I
So
want to,
real
yeah,
quick though, Brian Flores. There's a quote he was because he had his interview today, and basically he said, "I'm genuinely happy for his success. I wish Tua nothing but the best. Right now, I'm focused on the Vikings 2024." Then went on to say, on as far as Tua calling him a terrible person, you know, he said, "Look, I'm human, and that hit me in a way that I wouldn't say was positive. I've got used to that and say, how can I grow from that? How can I be better?" So, I mean, everybody's human in a situation, right? So if it
absolutely.
sounds harsh to us, I imagine how harsh it sounds to Coach Flores and how harsh it probably felt for Tua. So just a sticky situation that maybe, like you said, could it have been maybe, or like I suggested, we could keep it under wraps, but it's Tua's truth to tell.
I see what you're saying. I gotta disagree with you though. I think it
Mm,
was. I feel like it was a bit. It was his truth, but it was a bit unprofessional when you start using terms like terrible person, even if it's in analogy or not directly. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
you know what subject we're on. You know what answer.
yeah,
What question you're answering. So to call, to kind of question his character as a coach, maybe like Flores said, it's not my coaching style may not be for everybody. Flores, if I'm not
right,
mistaken, comes from that
right,
Belichick tree. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
maybe bringing that energy down to Miami wasn't really working. But to be fair with you, if the Dolphins go 10-7 this year, the records between Flores' last 2 years and McDaniel's
yeah,
first 2 years are exactly the same. Now, Tua's numbers, personal numbers, QBR, and things like that have obviously risen in the McDaniel's era. But I would be remiss to not remind Tua that it wasn't only, I guess, Brian Flores, but the owner of the Dolphins, Stephen Ross, was also colluding to get a Mr. Tom Brady into the building. So it kind of
yeah.
looked like everybody may have thought that, hey, maybe this isn't the right fit for this kid in Miami. So if you, and I get that's still your current employer, so you don't want to, sound off on your employer. You rather sound off on your old
Yeah, I
manager.
mean, he has no
But
words for Ross.
but the buck didn't stop at Flores. It was a little higher than that when your owner is colluding to potentially bring the third episode of Tom Brady
I'm
back into the
glad you
league.
brought that up though, because I was gonna bring up Tom Brady in this because I was listening to um, an interview that he had back in January, and just to speak on Stephen Ross and Tom Brady, of course. I mean, the Dolphins haven't had a franchise quarterback in super long. The opportunity to get Brady was fake there. Yeah, who is Tua Tagovailoa to Tom Brady as an NFL owner? You know what I mean? Like, so for that, it's like, but as the coach and the guy that's on the field, the guy that hey, you can try to win with this team maybe for a year with Tom Brady, but what are you going to do after that anyway? Or you got Tua Tagovailoa, who clearly, I mean, he led the league in passing last year, clearly has talent and is good enough for this league. He just didn't see it that way, and that's okay. You don't gotta like everybody in this league. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's for everybody. But back to that interview in January that Tom Brady had mentioned, or that I had mentioned, he said if the coach was going to be hard on me, I was going to accept difficult coaching because I needed to hear that. It motivated me. This is what accountability looked like. You can't have your ego so big that any criticism is going to lessen your confidence. And so that's not a response to Tua. That's just an interview back in January that he had on the Pat McAfee show. But at the same time, that's just Tom Brady's mentality. And hey, everybody's different. Not everybody is Kobe. Not everybody's Mamba mentality. We see it. It's clear. But that doesn't speak to Tua being um, less of a player or like less of a confident man. At the end of the day, words mean things and we're human. And the person that's supposed to be on your side, if he's showing tough love, you got to understand it to a point. But we don't know what really Tua sounded like he really hate this man, bro. That's what I'm saying. So it's like he don't sound like, yo, it was just it was nothing. Like he really just he said a terrible person every day. Like I kind of
Come
felt
on,
that.
bro.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I kind of felt it. Like, shit, he probably was really hating on him.
I mean, for your coach, literally every day, or like figuratively, like I need more
Right, right,
context
right,
behind it. Like,
right.
is this
We
man just
dragging. All
walking in the
right.
building, like, yo, next to Nova
Yo,
Southeastern, like, yo, you should just go get a job next door, bro, because Nova might be hiring or something
yo, he
like that,
walks in, he's like, yo, Tua, shut the fuck up.
Facts.
Nah, it's
Yo, Tua,
crazy.
yeah, coach, shut the fuck up, bro.
Take a lap.
Yeah, yo. Oh my god.
Take a
Yo, I want to
lap.
kick it. I want to kick it over to the chat real quick. Cardi in there, saying what's up with the Taco Tuesday vibes. Brill in
Yeah.
there talking crazy as always. McKellar saying that Tua would not survive under the Bill Belichick regime, and Ant in there saying was good, was good, was good. Appreciate you guys tapping in with us. Appreciate you guys tapping in with us. We're gonna keep it with a QB.
Why you
Actually,
ignore Bro's comment though? That's crazy. That's crazy. Bro said the way EP say Tua name sound freaky as hell. Talking about Loba.
Tongue. I peeped
Nah,
you.
that's
You,
funny.
you laughed. You laughed
I'm
when
like,
I
yo, what? But nah, what's
crazy.
good? What's good?
Yo, we got, like I mentioned in the intro, we got preseason week 2 in the wraps. A lot of, I mean, I'm gonna call them headlines for lack of a better term. You got Caleb Williams going crazy, doing an unnecessary turnaround just to hit Roma Dunze 30 yards downfield. That play was absolutely nuts, if you ask me. You
Yeah,
got Patty Mahomes
yeah.
going behind his back in an improv play, apparently, that went wrong at the line of scrimmage. Your Colts, topple the Cardinals 21-13. Josh Allen does not play as the Bills beat the Steelers. I mean, a lot of things did go on. The Eagles topple the Patriots. You got any standouts? I know Drake May, man. He looks all right. Mac Jones now in Jacksonville throwing for 210 in a preseason debut. Any standouts to you this week?
Yeah. Mac Jones, a first round quarterback, playing against everybody else, should be throwing for 200 yards. Real quick though, back to the chat. SP, shout out to SP, bro. He said, "I'm still waiting for my sorry. I'm
Oh,
thinking
he's funny.
opening night when we get our ring." That's crazy. I deserve that because I did tell you, we'll get you on the next show after they win. Shit was going on around that time. I don't know. It was a weird time. I forgot what was going on. No excuses. Opening night, we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do the sorry. But right now is back to fuck the Celtics, and we don't care. So we're talking about football. Drake May, Jacoby Brissett. I want to see how this quarterback matchup goes because Jacoby Brissett, being from starting his thing in New England and then going on to other teams and showing that he can be a starter in the league and win games, he might not get you like to the playoffs, but he's not going to be the reason you guys are losing games. Jared Mayo, Gerard Mayo, as a first year coach, is like, what decision does he do? Does he want to just ride with the young guy and see if Mac Jones part 2? And it's not Mac Jones part 2 because I'm saying that in the sense of, Brady left and this will be the second try with the franchise guy. Or does he want to do the Brissett route and let Drake May kind of learn, and play the second string and until it's his time. We got another week of preseason football. I think that Drake May should have a good amount of game to play and kind of show what he can do as a starter in this league. So I'm kind of watching for that one. I know the Patriots aren't going to be, a playoff team or a competitive team too much this season, but this is something that can be something because Drake May, he has an arm. Like I think Drake May is going to be a good quarterback. Now how the New England Patriots shape out around him, they don't have a ton of talent right now, or elite talent if you want to do it like that. But um, also back to the Patrick Mahomes behind the back thing, like what the fuck? Because every year is something, right? Before it was just like the play action and like the shovel pass to Travis Kelce, like, oh my God. And then it's like it just be this little bootleg and reverse. Oh, crazy! And now it's like we're doing a behind the back pass in the middle of a game on third down. It's crazy, and it's like properly executed. Like it worked. It's not like they're just trying shit. It's like they're doing. This is a play. We will see this year.
For
So,
sure.
and it's like it has to work on a 3rd and 3 situation, because when are you gonna say like it's 3rd and 3? Yo, watch the behind the back. Watch the behind the back. It's like, bro, we watching Xavier Worthy going deep. Pacheco trying to run this shit up the middle, and Kelsey about to bust the linebacker's ass. Like, what you mean behind the back, bro?
Yeah, that's funny
That's
because
crazy.
I remember watching the quarterback show on Netflix, and when they went to the Patrick Mahomes part of it, they were saying how every Wednesday Coach Reed just lets them do whatever they want. You want to run trick plays during practice today? Run trick plays, whatever you and Kelsey were texting throughout the week that you guys wanted
Yo,
to try.
bro.
Have at it today. Have a blast after meetings. I don't care what you do today. So I mean, I guess that's just a testament to that. Like, some coaches can be tough and let their players have fun and win a lot. Essentially, it's a beautiful thing. I agree with you though. I don't think that that's going to be the last time that we're going to see that, and we're probably going to see it when we least expect it. Kyler Murray.
Murray.
Yeah, I'm messing up people's names today.
He, real, real.
Kyler Murray seems to be leaps and bounds beyond where he was last year. Obviously, he played through 8 games, had 1,799 yards, 3-5 record with the Cardinals, went down with that injury. He is healthy. Apparently, he's 100%. 2 weeks ago, Cardinals said they were going to hold him out of preseason, so we won't see him in these final 2 games of the preseason. We will see him in week 1. Should Arizona be excited under, second year, if I'm not mistaken, head coach, but first full season with Kyler Murray, Gannon?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They haven't had a healthy Kyler Murray since 2021, and I think Kyler Murray is a really good quarterback. Right? He's in a weird situation. He's in a bad situation, really. The Cliff Kingsbury thing didn't work out. They had a chance to. I think they went to the playoffs 2021, lost to the Cardinals. Lost to the Rams, who then went on to win that Super Bowl. But ever since then, he hasn't had a full season. And alongside being the worst, second worst team, third worst team in the league, it's just like we're not seeing much progression in the help him out department. Marvin Harrison Jr., he can be this guy. He can be this guy who can save the fans, save the hope, because if we're being honest, like obviously in Arizona, they love the Cardinals, and they go to watch them. They're going to support them, but they're not good. And when Kyler Murray plays and he plays well, they win. So it's not the free agent hotspot. I get that. They traded Isaiah Simmons to the Giants, and I'm just trying to. I don't know the direction. That's why I'm a little confused here, because I don't know what the Cardinals want to do. I know that they're excited to have a number one receiver in the league. You know what I'm saying? And a Marvin Harrison Jr. With Kyler Murray, but like James Conner, you know, I don't like the makeout of the roster. So I just want to see what direction they're going to head in. However, I do think it's a very good thing that Kyler Murray is back healthy, has a full offseason to, install and all this with his head coach and gain that rapport. So I'll be excited for Kyler Murray to be like comeback player of the year if he really balls out.
Ooh, I like that. Comeback player of the year I can see
I
that. I
like
can see
Kyler
that.
Murray.
I agree that he hasn't been in the best situation. I do think he's a good player. He's just been, injury riddled, and it's taking a toll on him, especially with a mobility quarterback that he is. I'm gonna guess that you're just laughing at everything that Brill is saying in the chat. Kyler Murray is crazy.
When I read it, I was like,
Oh man, yo, and I want to, because this is the second time Strictly mentioned this. I forgot to mention it in the last pod because he commented about him liking Joe Milton, in New England. How do you feel about their QB room right now in New England?
Yeah. So back to the QB real quick. Bree said Trey McBride as well. Trey McBride is like that. So facts. But I saw the comment. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna let it. I was gonna let it go. I was gonna let it go. You talk about Joe Milton. We're not talking about Joe Milton right now. Like, I mean, look, you like Joe Milton. I like them at Tennessee too. All right. I don't know what to tell you. Drake May, it should be your fucking quarterback. I don't want to hear nothing about the third string quarterback on the Patriots. Like that's a rabbit. That's like a Reddit rabbit hole. So nah, shout out to Joe Milton. I think he can, if he has an opportunity, he can continue to get better. I don't think he's like a starting quarterback or a number 2 quarterback right now in the league.
A man by the name of which you are familiar, named Gardner Minshew, is now the starter in Vegas. You are familiar with Minshew Mania. You have mixed feelings about Minshew Mania, although you think that he's a guy that can get the job done when he wants to get the job done. For the most part, it's a very anxious watch if he's playing under under center, and as well as Jaden Daniels in Washington. A couple days ago, Washington did not have a starting QB. They didn't know what was going on. As of in the last 48 hours, he has been named the starter in Washington. I know that one's a rookie, one's a vet. Which one of these teams should be more excited by the announcement of their QB1?
This is funnier than the fucking Joe Milton shit. Jaden Daniels, who can win Rookie of the Year this year for the Washington Commanders, is the more exciting starting quarterback announcement. I think the whole city of the DMV is probably really excited, for this new beginning. Uh, but in all seriousness, it's like, Jaden Daniels is a Heisman Trophy winner, right? Like we saw what he did in his 5 years in college. So it's now time to translate it. We're a week and a half or like 2 weeks out from football, and it's just like at this point, we just got to see. Now the games is about to be played. Let's pray that everybody remains healthy, because I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, let's pray everybody remains healthy throughout the beginning of the season, and we'll see what they got. But I do think Jaden Daniels is going to bring a lot of excitement. They got some wide receivers, and it's funny because I think they were wondering who was going to start, Jahan Dotson or I'm trying to think of their number 3 receiver. I forgot his name, alongside Terry McLaurin. And I think all 3 of them, they did lose Curtis Samuel, but I think all 3 of their receivers are capable, and they're just athletic and can get open. So they have weapons on offense. They have Brian Robinson. We just got to see if they can put something together. Now they also are they still rocking? Are they still rocking? Is this Dan Cannot? No, this is Ron Rivera. Who's coaching them? He's still coaching out there. I I thought he got fired. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, I gotta see
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn. Oh shit.
Dan Quinn.
That's a defensive minded. That's a defensive minded head coach.
All right, and the games that they did win last year, I feel like their defense had a lot to do with it. So,
well, their defense, they got some guys over there. They got Cliff Kingsbury as their OC.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So I mean, we saw what Cliff Kingsbury did. Like I just mentioned, how it didn't work out for him in Arizona, and head coach might be a little too much. I think OC is right where he fits in. The offense wasn't the issue in Arizona when they were able to go to the playoffs, score points, but their defense was. So him being there, that could work. We could see that, man. Jaden Daniel, he also, knows how to talk to a young college quarterback. So the relationship should be strong, at least for Jaden Daniels in Washington.
I know you mentioned injured quarterbacks. Well, not quarterbacks specifically, but injuries, and hopefully everybody being able to play this year and not being injured, which is a very wishful thought. There's a handful of quarterbacks, which is where I was referencing, that are coming back from injury this year. Obviously, Kyler Murray being one of them that we just spoke about. Yours truly, Anthony Richardson, being another one coming back off of injury. Without those two, I'm going to take those two out of the equation. We just spoke about Kyler Murray, and I feel like if I give you the option of picking Anthony Richardson in this question, you're going to pick Anthony Richardson in this question. So let's talk about, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Joey Burrow. I might be missing one or two more quarterbacks that are coming back from injury. Which ones are you most excited to see this year coming back from injury?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You just said Aaron Rodgers, and it's just like, yeah, bro. We're not gonna get a lot of Aaron Rodgers left. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna have a lot of it for too much longer. So whatever we can see from arguably the greatest talent in the game ever, arguably, I would like to see that, especially with the situation he has in front of him. I mean, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Brees Hall. They got some defensive guys over there, and it was just last year was such a letdown. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like you don't even got to be a fan of the Jets. You could be a Dolphins fan and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like even Dolphins fans is probably like, damn. Like nobody cheers one at anybody getting hurt or losing their season, but like just the pain in Jets fans' hearts wasn't even something to laugh at for that moment because it's like this is Aaron Rodgers, bro. You know what I'm saying? If it was fucking Huda Majudi, it'd be like, fucking sucks to suck. But it's this is bro, this is a goat. Like, so to see him do that, on opening night, fourth play of the game is like fuck. But he has a chance this year to do some crazy shit. They got a really good defense. Garrett Wilson is a top 5 receiver in this league. He's trying to put his name in that best receiver in the league category. And he's got a great quarterback to do it. And guess what? Let's trade for Devontae Adams. Like, let's trade for Devontae Adams. I mean, the writing's on the wall there for me because, as Breeze was saying, shout out to him in the chat. He's like, I need another season of Devontae cursing people out. That's a fact. And Minshew's gonna get a lot of that shit. I bet Aiden McConnell's probably like, yeah, I don't want to start. That's a lot of bullshit. I'll play later. Gardner, I'll play later. He know he gonna play later, so it's like whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for Aaron Rodgers. But what about you?
Yeah, that game one was very anticlimactic last year. It was he's running out with the American flag. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Aaron Rodgers in a Jets jersey! This is gonna be nuts!" And 4 plays in, uh, coming back off an injury, I'm excited to see Kirk Cousins. Honestly, I'm excited to see what he does in Atlanta. I mean, another quarterback that got a bag, which is not anything new to him. That's what he does in the NFL. He goes, he gets a bag, and he'll do his best to get you into the playoffs. I'm excited to see him, comfortable in the dome as he was in Minnesota, just under a new team, new new field, new fans. You know what I mean? I'm also in Atlanta, so I'll probably catch a couple games. It'll be cool to watch. I think I'm most excited to see Kirk Cousins back from injury.
Let's talk about real life for a second, right? Like you're engaged now. So again, shout out to you for that, man. That's pretty cool. You're gonna get married soon, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be a little EP running around. I could see it, you know what I'm saying? I could see it. You guys might, fall in love and stay in the metropolitan Atlanta area, right? At what point do you become the Falcons fan, man? Buying season tickets, kids love the team, go Birds. What point do is it when Patrick Mahomes can't get paid from you guys anymore for real, or is it when he retires? Is it before that? And when is that? What does that look like for us?
Hey man, they're in the NFC. I might, unless they're in the playoffs or they're playing the Chiefs. Who knows? Maybe I'll cheer for the Falcons here and there. I'll tell you what, I, my sports affiliations are all solidified in concrete. I do know that I have been very vocal about the fact that I've sold out Inter Miami, and I am now an Atlanta United fan. It wasn't
Fair.
even a thought. It was
Fair.
I shout out to Messi, you know what I'm saying? Go all that, but man, they play in the Mercedes Benz Dome, bro. Y'all play at Lockhart Stadium. It's not the same. it's just not the same. So I definitely sold out in Miami. I am an Atlanta United fan, but outside of that, my sports affiliations are solidified in concrete. And if my
There you
kid
go.
wants to be a Falcons fan, my kid can go get a job and pay for Falcons jerseys,
Oh
pay
shit,
for
that's
Falcons
crazy.
tickets.
That's crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyways, all right. Not too much.
Hey,
That's crazy.
oh man, we're gonna kick it over to the MLB. We have to give you guys a Red Sox and Yankees update, although June may not want to give the update. Yankees 15-12 since the All-Star break. Red Sox 12-17 since the All-Star break. 7 games out of the wild card race. June, what has not been working for you guys since the second half of the season started?
Bro, bullpen. It's like we get some good innings, man. We get some good innings out of our starting pitching, and it's just like for what? And it's I have this tone because you see how we went from happy family and Falcons games to oh shit, Red Sox haven't really been winning since the All Star break. Say that record again.
12 and
12
17
and
since the All-Star break.
yeah, 4-6 out of their last 10. 7 games out of number one in the AL East. 7.5 games. How far are we out of that wild card spot?
Out of the wild card spot, you guys
That's really what
are
matters because realistically, I mean, we could come back and catch up, but I would like to know that wild card
four and a
spot.
half out of the wild card behind
Four and
Kansas
a half.
City.
That's a lot too, though. You know what I mean? Kansas City, man, they're the ones that are capitalizing since the break. We played them coming out of the break and struggled. I think we might have even took the series. It might have been 2-1 our way or their way, but we just haven't been able to put together complete games. And we'll find it though. I think we'll find it. We're not necessarily like slumping, you know, and playing horrible baseball. We just can't keep what we had going, and so it's frustrating. Kenley Jansen, bro, this morning I wake up, bro. I woke up today of all days. I woke up like with energy because I went to sleep fairly early yesterday. I relaxed all day yesterday, and so, bro, I woke up and I turned my TV on. I'm like, let me just put SportsCenter on. I got time today. Sometimes we got time to put on SportsCenter on, so I got
Facts.
time. I had time until I didn't have time. I'm like, now I'm like, shit. I got out of the shower. I'm like, shit. I'm getting ready, but I'm about to leave. Everybody knows the move when you about to leave the crib. You grab a remote and you point it at the TV for like 5 seconds. You see what's going on. You like, hold on, what they got? What they got before I leave? What they showing real quick? Oh shit, Red Sox. All right, hold on. I'm like Red Sox highlights. Yesterday, I didn't peep that. I didn't see the result last night. I knew we played because I was on Twitter and shout out to Jared Carabas. He had tweeted like, "Yo, home run." It was like late in the game, home run in the 6th or something like that. We took the lead. So I'm like, all right, bet. That was the only thing I knew about the game today, bro. I wake up today, I was like, oh shit, and we did. And I thought about the tweet. I'm like, he did say we hit the home run late. Then fucking Kenley Jansen gives up a walk-off home run again. Again.
Ugh.
I mean, hey, bro, look, we got to figure something out, dog. Kenley Jansen, I'm going to stand on the fact that he's one of the best closers in MLB history, you know, and he hasn't had his best times recently, but you got to, you know, he's a GOAT. So we got to stand behind that. And the bullpen, that's why we should have did something about that or more about that at the break, but not at the break, but at the deadline. However, we're here now, bro. And I mean, hey, being only 7.5 out of the AL East is not nothing to be mad at. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that we were playing with such momentum going into the All-Star break. And then, you know, we got shit like fucking young center fielder, first time All-Star saying bullshit, you know, getting attention for the wrong reasons. And then not winning.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
I'm gonna have to give all the Yankee success to the offense because I mean the defense is getting the job done, but the offense is really what's has been propelling us forward and making sure that when that third strike is called, whether it's the top of the ninth or the bottom of the ninth, and we're on top essentially. So I got to just give it all the credit to the offense. To Aaron Judge, obviously, just getting pitched around. No one wants to even. It reminds me when people used to like try their hardest to kick the ball into the touchback when Dante Hall was back for the Kansas City. Like, just don't kick to him. Nobody wants to pitch to Aaron Judge right now. It seems like the offense is clicking. I'm hoping that the defense can continue to do what they're doing. But this is why I tell everybody: the Yankees always get it done in the regular season, and then when it comes time when we're in October, everything falls apart. So this is kind of like I don't want to get too excited right now because we look good, but what really matters is what we do in a month and a half once October comes around. So,
hey Drake, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. My fault.
No, you're good. I wanted to clarify.
Being messy.
You guys did You guys did take 2 out of 3 from Kansas City, August 5th, 6th, and 7th in Kansas City.
Okay, so I was being messy. I was gonna say, Drake did say once, I can't wait for September because that means that next month it's going down like timber. So that's like a Yankees thing, I could see the correlation. He was probably wearing his Yankees fitted and his Louis Vuitton Timberland butters when he made that verse.
Hey, and you guys are in Houston right now. Obviously, you mentioned the walk off yesterday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Justin Verlander is back from the IL for the Houston Astros. I almost wanted to say Rockets. Justin Verlander is back for the Astros off the IL tomorrow. Will be playing the last game of a 3-game set against Boston. June. I know it's Justin Verlander, but he's coming off injury. You guys gonna win tomorrow?
I was about to ask you. I had like 3 questions. I was about to say, Justin Verlander still played. I was gonna say, how old is Justin Verlander? I was gonna be like, bro, why is Justin Verlander still playing, bro? It's been like 30 years, bro. This shit is crazy. I've heard his name my whole life. I've heard this man win forever. No, leave me alone. Justin Verlander. I mean, look, man, more power to him. Keep pitching until your arm falls off at this point, dog. Yeah, we got to get this win. We got to get this win. And we got to welcome him back, too. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't really seen what this Red Sox team is about. So we got to welcome him back with some speed, good hitting. Rafi Devers might, you know what I'm saying, pop one on him.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6-6. I think he against 20 appearances against Boston in his career. He's 6-6, has a 2.47 ERA, 114 strikeouts, which is about 5.6 strikeouts per game. So, he gets the job done. I'm interested to see how he hasn't pitched since June 9th with stiffness in his neck. So he's back. Interested to see how he performs against this Boston team that, as we know, can light it up, on any given night under those bright lights. Francisco Alvarez also hit a walk-off home run yesterday against Baltimore in Baltimore. Or no, I think maybe it was in New York. I got fact check me on that if you can.
It was in New York.
It was in New York, right? Because
Mets. It was in New York.
Walk-off unless you're out.
Right.
And he was just, immediately when he slapped the ball, it was a 3-0 count. 3-0 count. Pitcher tried to get it. Yeah, pitcher tried to get it up and in, at his hands, and he just turned on it, took it to right field, and as soon as he slapped it, he was just throwing up. I'm not gonna say games on this room.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He was wilding. He was wilding. Bro.
So shout out to Francisco Alvarez. And man, the other night I'm watching the Arizona Diamondbacks game. Why am I watching Arizona? Because I fucking bet on the game, right? And I take Arizona money line. They go down early, and it just gets nasty. They're getting no hit through 6 innings, bro. It's 6-0 through 6, getting no hit, and I'm still watching this game for some reason. 7-8-9. Don't know how we do it. Score 1, score 2, 3-run home run. Before you know it, it's tied going into extras. They lose in the bottom of the 12th, though. That's what happens sometimes when Vegas gets involved into things. But Ketel Marte came in on his day off as a pinch hitter. Saw 2 pitches, if I'm not mistaken. The third pitch he took, and he just dropped to the floor. Yes, I'll send you the video. I should have sent you this earlier, but he literally took the pitch, didn't swing, put a little bit of weight on his back right ankle because he bats switch, so he was batting lefty on his back right ankle, and he just dropped to the ground immediately. Like, it looked really bad.
But like, you're saying like leg injury, not like faint.
No, yeah, like leg injury, injury.
Because at first I'm like,
my fault. Yeah, leg injury.
Just collapse. Hold on.
Leg injury. He's back on the IL, which is, it has to be very serious if he took the pitch and experienced pain, putting a little bit of weight on his ankle and enough pain to, bring him to his knees pretty much.
Achilles, like what's going on?
He's back on the IL. If I'm not mistaken, the Diamondbacks are 3 games above the wild card, and they're getting injured. Yeah, 3 games above the wild card, with Atlanta behind them, who's just in the wild card right now, and the Mets a game and a half behind Atlanta. Arizona just seems to be getting injured at the wrong time. Don't think this is the moment that you want to be giving up a 3-game lead that you have and the wild card, especially when you're third in your division. You have a 3 game lead into the wild card and you're third in your division. You are blessed.
You
You
need that wild card, man. You
you
better keep that shit
need
like
that
shit.
wild
Real quick
card.
on Cattell Marte is actually funny because at the Fanatics Fan Fest, they had one of the interactive things I participated in was like you can swing a bat and it'll like basically match your swing to a player. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Your comparison. And my swing comparison was Cattell Marte. Very random. I was like,
Oh
okay.
wow.
Yeah, that was mad random.
All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show. We're gonna go into the fair or foul segment of this, where I give a take. June, you tell me whether that take is fair or it's foul, and they're all gonna be. Last time we did this, it was all MLB. This time, all football. June, fair or foul? Marvin Harrison Jr. will win Rookie of the Year.
That's a good one. Marvin Harrison Jr. Before I even answer this, Marvin Harrison Jr. Is following in the footsteps of a legend, right? This is like it's not Bronny James because it ain't LeBron, but what Marvin Harrison is to Colts and Colts wide receivers is, you know what I'm saying, what LeBron James is to the NBA. So to that respect, he has a lot on his shoulders, and it's been like that for a while. He's one of the best receivers to come out of Ohio State, and that's saying a lot. We've heard all the names throughout the years coming out of Ohio State. I also want to know what people in the chat think about this. If you think Marvin Harrison winning the Rookie of the Year this year, Marvin Harrison Jr., is fair or foul. He was at Colts camp this past week because the Colts and the Cardinals had joint practice. Now the Colts are in Cincinnati, but you know, he came through the building and got all the love from the OGs. All his, you know, uncles and stuff was there because that's where he grew up, right? But now he's on another team and he's in the NFL and he's trying to make a name for himself as the junior. And a great opportunity with a really good quarterback and the keys in the offense. But I don't. I think it's foul. I think it's not his fault. But Caleb Williams looks like he's going to come in here and light it up this year, and we're going to get what we expect from Caleb Williams.
He didn't have to spin to throw that ball. I swear he did not have to.
He might have.
He might have. He did not have to do that. Listen, Jamar Chase is holding out right now. He has 2 years left in his contract in Cincinnati. Joey Burrow's back looking healthy. You know. Ooh, June, fair or foul? Jamar Chase will be ready to go week 1.
Just when it all looked better for Cincinnati. Oh, Joe Burrow's coming back. Oh, but T. Higgins wants a trade. Oh, T. Higgins is going to stay in Burrow's back. But Jamar Chase wants to get paid with 2 more years on his contract. Like, what? I mean, hey, but look, it's Jamar Chase. I mean, we drafted him in the top 5. Like, look what he's done for us, man. I get it. It's a lot. And I'm not mad at Jamar Chase. I think he's trying to just set a new precedent, set a new standard, and that's what the players are trying to do, what they got to do for themselves first and foremost. And I'm not mad at that one bit. Ocho Cinco says he believes Jamar Chase, one, is not going to step on that field until he gets paid. The Bengals ownership and front office says they want to be patient and not do this deal just yet. Jamar Chase obviously don't want to touch a football until he does. And Chad Ochocinco also said he thinks they'll get a deal done by the end of this week. So that's something to look at too. However, I think it's fair to say, because I think Jamar Chase ultimately will do what's best for himself, but also the team. I don't think he's a selfish player. I think he is somebody who needs to take care of himself first, but that doesn't mean you're selfish. He also understands that the Bengals are in an odd position where some people don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. And this is a team that is a championship contender, you know, just 2 years ago. So are you guys a championship contender? Are you guys just an AFC strong team, you know, a playoff strong team? What is the deal with the Bengals? Joe Burrow's back. He's healthy. You guys ready? You lost Tyler Boyd. You guys got to step up even more. So with all that being said, Justin Jefferson didn't get the deal done when he wanted to last year, but he ended up getting it done. I think Jamar Chase will eventually get it done. If not, I don't know when he's going to do it. He got 2 weeks to the first day. You obviously want to see him out there on the practice field, right? Going through reps, getting some sort of shit, some sort of work done with the first team offense. So you want to do it sooner than later, and that's why probably Ocho Cinco's predicting this week because I mean you're gonna have Jamar Chase like Chris Jones. I mean Chris Jones just came in like week 2 or some shit, like week 3 or whatever it was. It was like, all right, fuck it, I'm ready. And it's like, bro, you could think you're in shape, but you're never in game shape until you get in the game. And I think practice field is the best place for that. I'm not saying he hasn't been training. He hasn't been training on the off season on his own, but you gotta gain
Yeah, it's
get the reps
different
in
when
with
you
the
put them
team.
pads on. It's different when you put them pads on.
They're historically cheap as hell. You ain't lying, bro. That's Breeze. He also said he got Daniels to win Rookie of the Year. I thought about him when I was saying it. I like the excitement factor between Caleb Williams and just him being the number one overall pick, him having the attitude, him having weapons. There's a good situation. Jaden Daniels has a good situation with the receivers I was mentioning, but the team isn't built to win. The Bears are more prepared and suited to win games. So I could see both sides though. It's going to be a good race, and they're also no. That's NFC North and NFC East. But yeah,
Mhm. Speaking of winning, the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Parsons, all looking to get paid. Jerry Jones is vocal about, I don't know a number that's going to make this work. They don't know a number that's going to make this work when I think you're a $10 billion man at this point because you know what the numbers are. And the numbers are the numbers. The market is the market. A lot of people questioning where Jerry Jones even desires to win anymore or if it's just advancing the Cowboy brand. So, June, fair or foul, Jerry Jones no longer cares about winning.
um, I will be. I'm gonna pay respect for you for the question and to Jerry Jones as who he is as a competitor. I think any competitor that is competitive enough to own the team, you're still always gonna want to win. Does he care as much as he did in the 80s or the 90s? Probably not. But I do think Jerry Jones still cares about winning, but more so at this point at his way. You know what I'm saying? Like at his cost, like the way he wants to do it. So and I'm not mad at you for asking that because it's like, yeah, I mean, we see it. Like we seen how the Dak Prescott shit went, and he had to bet on himself. And this is a guy who's gotten hurt before, who's had a crazy traumatic injury and has come back from that and gotten paid. But um, hey, Micah Parsons, if you don't want to play there and you want to play in Indianapolis, just let Jim Irsay know because he will pay you. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
I have no doubt about it. In other news, English Premier League and club soccer as a whole did kick off this past weekend. We briefly mentioned that it was going to on the last pod on Thursday. Friday, game one of the season, Manchester United does win 1-0, 1-0 against Fulham. And Manchester City plays Chelsea, wins 2-0. Erling Haaland scores his 91st goal in his 100th appearance for Manchester City. This man is scoring a goal in 91% of his games. That is absolutely insane. And Tottenham Hotspur and Leicester City did tie yesterday 1-1 in Leicester, England.
91 goals in 100 games is crazy.
Ridiculous.
Hey, real quick, I
Ridiculous.
want to go back to that last question. We got SP in the chat, capital foul, and Breeze says in that division, um, I think it's fair to ask. Like, I mean, CD Lamb, right? He hasn't gotten a deal done. We're 2 weeks out of opening day. You got to imagine, as I just said about Jamar Chase, you want your guy out there getting the reps. It's not like him and Dak Prescott don't know each other, haven't done it a million times, but it's a new team every year. And is it gonna kill them to not have CeeDee Lamb signed by the first day or like the last day of this, off season? No. But it just goes to show like he's willing to budge as far as he is because it's like a game of chicken, I guess. And Jerry Jones just knows ultimately like it'll work out for me. I guess that's his whole thing. But
So I got a question before we get out of here because would CeeDee Lamb leaving the Cowboys bigger deal or not as big of a deal as Saquon leaving the Giants?
I think Saquon left the Giants to go to the Eagles. That's a big caveat in that thing. Like if CeeDee Lamb was to go to, I mean, Washington, it's not going to happen. But like per se, or the Eagles or the Giants, like if he stayed in the division, regardless, if you lose CeeDee Lamb right now, you're tripping. That's my thing. It's a huge deal if CeeDee Lamb leaves the Cowboys because there's no reason he should want to at this point in his career with what he has. And there's no reason you shouldn't want to just give him a checkbook with because you know what he can do, So like to me, that wouldn't make sense. CeeDee Lamb leaving. Therefore, yeah, that would be crazy regardless.
You got anything else you want to get into, June, before we wrap the show up?
Do I? I might. Let me just double check that I don't. Everything was good this week. Oh, I did want to talk about NFL Sunday Ticket being fucking $739.99 for Red Zone and Sunday Ticket. Like, I mean, bro, $800 for the NFL season. Mind you, you still have to get Peacock. You still have to get Netflix. Like, bruh. I mean, but you ain't.
You and I know.
So, but yeah, bro, that's pretty crazy. I'm good. I'm calm. I got tickets to the U.S. Open. It's at 7:00. It's over there in fucking Flushing, bro. So I don't know that I'll make the trip, but my game time decision. I give myself like an hour. Think about it.
How long's the train ride over there?
About an hour.
Okay. Hey man, I say fuck it, go. That's a good time, man.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like I can really just go out there and vibe real quick. It's a very beautiful night outside, so might just go get dressed real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Put that sun. You know what I'm saying?
That Josh Gibson.
You heard? Shout out to the Negro Leagues and shout out to y'all if you tapped in and you was listening. Regardless of where you was listening from, whether it was YouTube, whether it was the Twitter for me or X, whatever, Twitter, X, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you listening if you tapped in. Regardless of what the title was, apologies, production had a mix up with the title and we had to rearrange it a little bit. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you tapped in, this was your Tuesday afternoon All Things Sports Talk Show, your number one sports talk show, brought to you by Small Town Productions. If you're listening after the fact, thank you for taking time out of your busy day. We will see you Thursday night. Peace.